So much lipstick, so many lip products actually, so little time. Hello everyone, my name is Leigh Monet and welcome to the first of my makeup declutters. And yes, it is all about lip products. It is bullet lipsticks, it is liquid lipsticks, it's lip liners, it's lip glosses, it's even mini lip products. Because I have too many lip products. As I mentioned in my intro to my makeup decluttering series, I will pop a link up here in a card and also down below in the description box. I realized, as you noticed from my opening graphic, I'm in middle age. I'm having some adventures in middle aging, and my makeup has just, it got for a while there out of control. It has I've been able to rein it in just a little bit, but I need to do more. And as I mentioned in that video that I have already linked for you, back in December of 2018, I started a little experiment with lip products because I knew I had so many and just had so many of them for so long that I didn't even know how a lot of them worked. Didn't even know how they looked on me, if they were still good, if they had gone off, if they still worked for me, either with color or formulation, whatever. So I did a little experiment, and beginning on December 1st of that year, I did a different lip product every day to test them out. Some of them didn't even make it a whole day. I realized they were just not gonna work. I didn't remember when I was making that video a few days ago that I had actually kept the bag where I had put those rejects. So I actually still have this bag of reject lip products from that little experiment, and I was looking through it just to remind myself of what I had gone through. First of all, this bag is like half full with stuff, and I was going through it and looking at some of the things that had been rejected, and just to let you know how things change as you get older, people like me, as we go into middle age, things just don't work the same. Things are changing. If you are going through middle age, you know this already. If you've been through middle age, you know it. If you haven't yet been through middle age, just know that it's going to happen. Stuff that worked for you even just a very few years ago may not work for you anymore. And I'm in that position right now. As an example, for a while there, for a few years, and this was several years ago, maybe 2012, 2013, OCC lip tars were all the rage. Everybody had OCC lip tars. People were talking about them. They were really neat. They were, first of all, it was a vegan company at a time when there weren't a lot of vegan makeup companies, so that was pretty cool. They were an indie makeup brand back before there were a bajillion indie makeup brands. And these were just a really cool idea. They were fiddly, but they were cool. They had a lot of interesting colors, and I bought this little mini kit at Sephora, and you know, they were neat, they were interesting, but you had to use a little brush to put them on your lips. They were in squeeze tubes, as you can tell, so just not the most user-friendly product. And so when I was doing this little experiment, I had not used these for a while, so I took one out and used it, and this bled on my face worse than a victim of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will pop a link to some sort of basic information about that. Just know that, just be very thankful that those pictures are in black and white, and know that all the stuff all over the floor is probably blood. There was a lot of bleeding. There was so much bleeding. And there was another product that I don't even have anymore. I think I must have just thrown it away. The LA Girl glazed lip paints, which were also a little bit of a deal there for a while. I heard several people talking about them. So of course I had to pick one up. And of course I had to pick it up in red. And another thing that, as the saying goes, bled like a stuck pig. I mean, it was just... So these, when I first bought them, they were fine. They were fiddly to work with, which is why I didn't wear them very often. But they worked fine. But they just don't work on me anymore. So stuff like that, you know, even stuff that worked a few years ago just is not probably going to work for you anymore as you get older. It's just a fact of life. There's all sorts of stuff in here. There's an Almay lip gloss, which I'm guessing they may not even make anymore because I bought it so long ago. This NYX Tea Rose lipstick that makes me look dead because it's so pale. Pale lip colors don't work on me for the most part. A couple of things from Flower Beauty that they don't even make anymore. One of them I actually did use up, which I'm very proud of. There are only like 2 products in here that I actually used up. How sad is that? So these, you know, they don't work for me. A couple of things from She Who Must Not Be Named, otherwise known as KV. Now it's known as KVD. And one of them is gray. I mean, I actually bought the gray one for a specific purpose, for Halloween. I mean, that's, you know, should be a no-brainer. This red one, I mean, they're fine, but they're just drying. And I went through, when I did this whole culling starting in December of 2018, I realized I had so many red lip products that I just didn't need that many. So there you go. Several NARS products, because they are one of those products that Sephora loves to give away as like a freebie type of thing. Yes, 3 of them. 3 of them, and I think all 3 of them are the same color, or if they're not the same color, they're very similar. So those had to go away. Another thing that was big on YouTube for a little while, because I think a whole bunch of the influencers got them, like in PR. In the US, these were called the Rimmel Show-Off Lip Lacquers. In the UK, I think they were called the Apocalypse Lip Lacquers. Really neat idea, but I bought 3 of them, and I just don't need this really sort of like fuchsia color. I don't need it. I don't need it. Oh, another one. This one's more of an orangey. Don't need that either. A soft matte lip cream from NYX, which was okay, but not the best color on me, and just not really necessary. These little minis from Lipstick Queen, those colors that they put out that are like changing. Oh, this one's the green one. That turns to like a pinkish. These are really cute, but the bullets just fall apart. They just become a mess, and they start leaning and tipping, and then you can't use them anymore. So kind of useless. And just a few other things. I don't need to go through them all, but some of these aren't even being made anymore, so that's how old they are. And they just don't, for whatever reason, they just don't work for me. Maybe it's, like I said, I have too many red lip colors, and I actually am going to go through the reds again and probably get rid of more, because I just don't wear them enough that I need that many. I'm in middle age. I mentioned in that intro video about Swedish Death Cleaning, I have since read a little more than half of the Swedish Death Cleaning book. And it's not quite what I was expecting. It's very sweet. It's written by a woman who has had to do several death cleanings, where she's had to clean up mostly after people have died and going through that whole process, and which got her to thinking about doing it for herself before she dies. So this whole idea of clearing these things out before you die so that someone doesn't have to do it after you die. And I started thinking specifically about my makeup with that, and how I don't need all of this makeup because I don't use enough of it to justify having all of it. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a person who does makeup on other people. So I really don't need all of this stuff. And there's nothing wrong with stuff. I just want to make very clear that I'm not criticizing people for buying stuff. Stuff is just neutral. There's no good or bad. It's our attitude towards it. That can be problematic at times. And my attitude towards this got problematic because I was trying to fill a hole with stuff. And you can't do that. When you have a hole in your life, you have to address the hole. Not with stuff, with other things, dealing with it, dealing with your issues. Don't try and plug it with stuff. And that's what I was trying to do for a while. And so I bought a lot of stuff that I didn't need. So yes, this was the first round, but I need to go through more. And so I've divided them roughly into categories. I have reds and other bright colors. I have the more neutral sort of Your Lips But Better set. I have a few that are sort of darker, and then one that's kind of a more unusual color that didn't really fit anywhere else. I'm doing the liquid lipsticks as a category together, doing like the lip balms and glosses, mini lip products, and finally lip liners. I'm going to try and do this very quickly. There's probably going to be a lot of editing because nobody needs to sit through 70 or 80 minutes of this, least of all me. I don't want this to take a huge long time. I want this to be quick, fairly ruthless, and just understanding that I want to leave myself with a nice little collection that I can actually use. And I may even have a little project for myself at the end of it. We'll see. And I may give myself the option of putting aside a little bag of what I'll call purgatory items, items that I could keep for a short time, but I'll need to try them and use them, and then I need to make a decision on them by a certain date. And again, that I may update that at the end of this video as I continue thinking about it. But I think that's enough. Let's go ahead and jump right into the declutter. Okay, first we are going to start with the reds and the brights. So as you can see, there is one Sonia Kashuk. There is this brand, which isn't even in existence anymore, I don't think. It was Pixel, and it was there for a hot minute in Ulta, and like I said, I think it's disappeared from the face of the earth. 3 Wet n Wilds, we have 3 NYX colors, and then 1 from the Rimmel Kate collection. So these are all the reds and the brights. I can tell you right now, I think I'm going to be keeping the Sonia Kashuk. This is a really beautiful color. It's a... as you can see, it's a slightly deeper red, but it's a really nice red for my coloring, and it wears really nicely. It's matte, but not too matte. So I think I am going to be keeping this one. So this one makes the cut, but the Pixel one, not so much. So I am going to be getting rid of that one. It is, like I said, I don't even think it's in existence anymore. It's a nice sort of orangey color. Hope that shows up okay. It's just not a color that I need, so I'm going to be sending this one away. I'm just gonna toss that off to the side. So Sonia Kashuk I'm keeping, the Pixel I am not. This one is Wet n Wild. Is it Pretty Persimmon? Yes, Pretty Persimmon. Really pretty, sort of orangey color again. Let me look at this in relation to Coraline. This is another Wet n Wild. It's called Coraline. I'm hoping that shows up okay. Again, another sort of orangey color. And this one, I believe, is Cherry Picking. I think this one, let me see if I can get that to show up so that you can see it just in case you're interested. I think I got Cherry Picking back when I was sort of interested in vintage stuff. And there they all are. There is, that's the Pixel, and then this is Pretty Persimmon, Coraline, and Cherry Pickin'. I think I'm going to get rid of Cherry Pickin' because just don't think that the color really works for me anymore. It's kind of a dark color, and at this stage in my life, the dark colors just really don't work for me all that well, which leaves Pretty Persimmon and Coraline, and I think... So that's Pretty Persimmon and that's Coraline. I think I'm going to keep Pretty Persimmon, but I think I'm going to let Coraline go, because I don't think it is really necessary for me to have 2 of those that are so very similar. At least these are a little bit cheaper, so that's good. This one is sort of an interesting one. This is a NYX color, and it's 505A, but I forget what color. Maybe it says it on the lid. Shiva. The name is Shiva, which is kind of a cool color, kind of a cool name. Oh, come on. There we go. And I think I got this in like a Nordstrom beauty bag or something like that. Let me put it up here where I've got a little more room. It's a really neat color. It's sort of this fuchsia. That is, I'm hoping that is showing up okay. You know, pretty, but I think I'm going to do a purgatory bag. I'm going to set some aside to put in purgatory, and I need to use them and decide if I want to keep them from there. This one is a NYX one. It is called Bloody Mary. So another cool sort of red color, but do I really need another red? It is really pretty. I think this is another one that I'm going to put into purgatory because it's pretty, but I don't know that I need it, but I'm going to give myself time to decide. This one is also a NYX one, and it is called Snow White. Real pretty. But wow, is it dark. It's right there. That is dark. Yeah, I don't think I need that. I don't think I need that at all. So that's gonna go away. And finally, the Kate. What color is this? I think it's just, is it called Rosetto? Or is that just, anyways, it's number 10, in case you're interested. So, let's do that down here. I mean, another pretty red, but do I need another red like that? Probably not. Honestly, I don't think I put the Sonia Kashuk, I don't think I did a swatch of that one. Let me do that one next to the Kate. I think I like the Sonia Kashuk better. So I'm going to keep the Sonia Kashuk, and I'm going to say goodbye to the Kate Rimmel. So I am keeping two for sure. The Sonia Kashuk, which I don't even think is being made anymore, and then Pretty Persimmon by Wet n Wild. And then two are going into purgatory, the NYX Shiva color, which is such a cool color, but I just don't know that it necessarily works on me anymore. But we'll see, but I'll put it into purgatory along with the NYX, I think this one is, yes, Bloody Mary, which is a matte lip color. Really pretty, but again, not sure that I need to have this many reds, but we'll see. So these two are in purgatory, so I will have to decide on those. I'll give myself a date, an arbitrary date. These two are yeses, and then I've got five. I did 5 that are no's. The Pixel, the 2 Wet n Wilds, a NYX, and the Kate, the Rimmel Kate lipstick. And that is it for the reds and the brighter. Okay, now we are on to the neutral and sort of your lips but better type of colors. We're going to start off with another Kate Moss. I kept trying to think of what her last name was, and it's Kate Moss, the model. So this one is another one of her Rimmel lip colors, and all it has is 103. I don't see a shade name on it. Oh, come on. Focus. There we go. So I don't quite... And Rosetto is not the name of the color. I think it might be lipstick in Italian, perhaps. So we could learn a little Italian. This one I am going to keep because this is a really nice sort of basic, your lips but better type of color. It looks really nice on me, and as you can tell, I've actually used up a fair amount of it. So I am going to go ahead and be keeping that one. And then this one is an Ulta lip color, which surprisingly I actually kind of like. So I will also be keeping that one. That one actually came as a kind of free gift. What is it called? Mischievous is the name of it. It came as a free gift. I bought a couple of things from the Ulta collection, and you got a free like multi-piece gift, and this was one of the items, and I actually kind of like it. So it's Mischievous. It should currently be available. Anything that is currently available I will link down below just in case you're interested. So I am going to keep that as well. 2 more that are from Wet n Wild. This one, I don't think it has a color name. It's 905D. So that's sort of just, it's a little bit bright. It could almost have been probably in that red category, but I thought it more belonged here. And then this one is Rose to Fame. Again, a very nice sort of neutral, your lips but better. I think I'm going to let go of 905D, whatever the heck it's called, because I mean, it's a nice color, but I have other colors that sort of go along with that sort of theme, and I don't need it. This Rose to Fame, though, I think I'm going to put this one in purgatory, because while it's nice, these Wet n Wild MegaLast lipsticks, some of them are kind of drying. So I'm going to try it, see if I like it, and then decide from there. All right, a couple from Too Faced. I know Too Faced is having a moment right now. There's some anger over some stuff that was done, but these are really nice lipsticks. This one is Pink Chocolate. This is I'll have to find the name of this particular line. I think it's the La Creme lipsticks, actually, but if I find out any different, I will put that down below. This one is Pink Chocolate. Really pretty color. And then also I have Sweet Maple. I think I'm going to be letting go of Sweet Maple. It's a nice color, but I think the Pink Chocolate, because of that little bit of pinkiness, is a slightly better color for me. So I will be keeping Pink Chocolate, but I will let go of Sweet Maple. A couple from Bite Beauty. This one is their Buttercream lipstick, which I don't think they're still making anymore, unfortunately. This is Rosewood. It's a very pretty, as you can see, very neutral color. There's a theme going on with all of them, well, except for this one from Wet n Wild. I really like that one. There's also this one. This is their multi-stick in Biscotti. You can see that's a bit deeper. I like both of these, but I think what I'm going to do is put them both into Purgatory. Oh, it's one of those. And these both have the really satisfying magnet. It doesn't take much to amuse me. So yeah, they're very similar. I think I'm going to put them both into Purgatory so that I can try both of them and see if I like one better than the other. Something like that, because they're very similar. They perform very similarly. The color is very similar. So the Biscotti is a little bit deeper and darker. And it's meant to be used on multiple areas. So you can use it on your eyes, on your lips, on your cheeks, sort of wherever you want to use it. And then finally, this one could have probably been in the liquid lipstick section, but I thought I would do it here. This is the Matte Lip Mousse from Julep in the color Ooh La La. Now this one, the color is not great on me, because I mean, it is just a full-on like beigey type of color. But the formula of these is so nice. But I just don't need this many neutral colors. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this into Purgatory as well. And I'm just going to have to try it and see how I like it. And so that particular category didn't do as well with getting rid of them. I have two that I'm definitely getting rid of. That is the Too Faced Sweet Maple, and then the Wet n Wild 905D. So those are definitely going away. I've got 4 in Purgatory, the 2 from Bite Beauty, the Julep, and another Wet n Wild. And then the 3 that I'm definitely keeping, which are Too Faced Pink Chocolate, the Ulta Mischievous, and then the Kate in 103, which is slowly but surely getting done. So these are definitely staying. 4 are in Purgatory, and then I've got 2 that are going to be going away completely. And that is it for the sort of more neutral, Your Lips But Better colors. Okay, we are on to 3 very deep lip colors and one that's just kind of an oddball that doesn't really fit in anywhere else. Okay, the first one, you can tell that I went crazy with the Wet n Wilds for a while. This one is Urban Nights. Let's see if that'll show up. There we go, Urban Nights. As you can tell, a pretty dark lip color. My poor arm is just getting stained and just, it's loving it. Okay, and this next one is Cinnamon Spice, and you can see it's a little bit deeper, a little bit more of a brownie color. I've kind of gone through a moment with brown lip colors, or brownish type lip colors, probably because I'm a child of the 90s. I came of age as an adult in the 90s, so there you go. I'm definitely going to be keeping Cinnamon Spice. I like that. I like that sort of brownish color, so I'm going to keep it. I am going to let go of Urban Nights. I just don't need it. Nice color, but not really what I need. And then this is another Wet n Wild. This is actually from the Fergie collection, back when Fergie was their spokesmodel person. This one's definitely going to be going away. As you can tell, it's a very, very fuchsia type color. It is called Ferguson Crest Cabernet. Very winey color, definitely. This is just old, very old. These are no longer even being made because she's no longer the spokes model for them at all. So anyways, this one's definitely going to be going away as well. And then this is the NYX Wicked Lippy in Wrath, which just, I love that. And actually, surprisingly enough, this looks actually pretty good on me. I should wear it in a video so that you guys can see it. I like it. It's such a cool color because it's a pure copper. So this is definitely going to be staying. So I have 2 that are staying, the Wicked Lippy in Wrath, and the Wet n Wild in Cinnamon Spice, and then 2 that are definitely going away, the Wet n Wild Fergie and the other Wet n Wild in, I think it's Urban Nights. So 2 are staying and 2 are going. So half and half. So that's pretty good, I think. And so that's it for the deep and the oddball colors. Okay, moving on to the lip pencil type products. These are, as you can see, I've got quite a few Bite Beauty ones. I've got a NARS, I have an old Sonia Kashuk, and then I've got 2 from Wet n Wild. These I may not even put on, but these Bite ones, this is the lip crayon in, what's it called? Glacé. My poor little arm is getting so stained. mean, this is nice, but I have so many neutral type colors. I just don't know. This one, which is in Coulis, I'm definitely going to be letting this one go. I mean, it's a really pretty color, very pretty red color, but I just don't wear a lot of red, and I just don't need another one. So that one is definitely going away. This one is in Tort, I believe. I hope that is focusing. So this is, then again, maybe I won't. Well, that kind of decided it for me. So it broke, so it's going away, which is just fine because I think it was probably going to be very similar to Coulis, just a little bit deeper. So it's going to go away. This is another one that's definitely going away. This is Aubergine, really pretty, but it reminds me of that Ferguson Crest Cabernet, that Wet n Wild one in the last category that I tossed. So yeah, don't need it. And this other Bite Beauty one, this one's going to be going away as well. Pomegranate, very pretty red. But as you can see, what happens with some of these crayons is they start to go kind of flat on top, and then it's just hard to get them to work and to like make a good line. And very pretty red color, but yeah, just don't need it. So I'm going to be getting rid of that one. So I'm definitely going to be keeping Glacé. I think I may actually put it in the Purgatory category because it's nice, but it may be actually a little too light for me. I'll need to test it out and see, even though I tested it out a while ago. Again, things have still kept changing, even though it's been like only a year since I did that little experiment. This NARS one is definitely going to go away. It's Cruella. It's, again, one of those that you get as like a free gift from Sephora. They love to give NARS stuff away as like birthday gifts and gifts with purchase and stuff. I don't need it. I don't need another red one, so it's just going to go away, and it's old. This one also is old. This is a Sonia Kashuk Velvet Lip Crayon. Very pretty, but a dog got to it at one point, so it needs to go away. I mean, the dog didn't get to the actual like lip crayon part, and it's a very pretty color. And the formula is actually pretty nice, and it's called Rosy Nude, but I don't even think they're making these anymore, so it's going to go away. And these last two are also going to go away. This is a Twist and Shine from Jordana, but as you can see, these balms, again, actually you might even be able to see it better against that napkin, they go flat, and then it's just hard. It's hard to get them to look good on my lips, just because I have a somewhat indistinct lip line. So yeah. And then this Wet n Wild, the Mega Slicks Balm Stain. And this one is in, what's the color? Truffle in Paradise. Really pretty color. Let me just, in case you're interested, it's a very brown color, as you can tell. But again, such an look at how it's gone flat, and it's just hard. I may put it in Purgatory. I think I'm going to put it in Purgatory and just let myself think about it a little bit longer, because I only have one other item in Purgatory in this category. So there you go. Two that are going into Purgatory, Glacé and Truffle in Paradise. And then all of these are going away. A bunch of these, and these Bite ones, most of these came in kits, in sets. I think maybe Pomegranate I might have gotten on its own, but that came in, these all came in like those Christmas sets that they put out every year. This NARS one was a free thing, and this Sonia Kashuk, like I said, hasn't even been made, I think, for quite a while. And this Jordana one, it's old, as you can tell. The writing is, for the most part, worn off. So yes, all of these are going to be going away. So I'm actually pretty proud of that. That went really well. So that is it for the lip crayon type products. Okay, we are inching closer. We're getting closer. We're almost there, in fact. We're moving on to the liquid lip products, and as you can see, there's very few of these. These two I know I'm going to be sending away. This is the Rimmel. This is the last of the show-off lip lacquers. It's just going to join its compatriots in the releasing pile because I don't use them. They just, it's a really bright color, first of all, and I just don't wear really bright colors like this very much, and it's a liquidy kind of formula, so just doesn't work for me anymore. So it's going to go away. This is from She Who Must Not Be Named. And it is Ludwig, and it's not a good color on me at all. Just doesn't work with my skin tone and my coloring and everything. So yeah, it's gonna go away. So those two are definitely going away. This is also from She Who Must Not Be Named, and it is unfortunately named Lolita. I think I'm going to send this into Purgatory and give myself a chance to use it a few times and see how I feel. see if I'm okay. I mean, it has her name on it and everything. It's just, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will try to link some information down below about the whole situation and some, well, various situations. It wasn't just one, unfortunately. So it's going to go into purgatory. This I know I'm going to keep. This is the Urban Decay Vice Liquid Lipstick in 1993. And I bought this almost purely for nostalgia reasons because it is a brownish type of lipstick. Oh, how I like my brownish lipsticks again. I came of adult age in the 90s. So yeah, definitely going to be keeping that one. Okay, this Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in Lust. I think I'm going to put this one into purgatory and try it. It's a pretty color. It's sort of a mauve-y color, as you can tell. Really, really nice mauve-y color. It's just, I think I remember this being somewhat dry. But I'm going to try it again, so it'll go into purgatory, and we'll see how it goes. And finally, from She Who Must Not Be Named, obviously this is a gray one, and I bought this, again, it was in a set with that lighter gray one that I showed in my opening portion, where my introduction to this video, where I was showing you the stuff that I had already said goodbye to from my initial experiment. There was a lighter one and a darker one. I think I'll put this one into purgatory because it's gray, which is obviously a pretty unusual color. Not most people wear it, but it's kind of a cool thing to have. And I bought it for a specific purpose, mainly for Halloween, which makes sense. And it worked really well. I was doing a black and white look, a look that was supposed to look like you're in a black and white photograph, and it actually worked really well. So yeah, I'll put it into purgatory and I'll think about it. So, all right, so there we go. 3 items are going into purgatory. The 2 from She Who Must Not Be Named and the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream. 2 of them are going away. The Rimmel and the other She Who Must Not Be Named, and one is definitely staying, and that is the Urban Decay Vice in 1993. It was a good year, I think. I think it was. I don't know. It was a while ago. So, okay, that is it for the liquid lipstick portion. Okay, we're almost there. We have only 2 more categories. Well, after this one. This is the glosses. And I'm telling you right now, these 3 on the end are already going to go away. I'm not even going to. In fact, I'm probably not going to swatch any of these products. These are all 3 from Bath & Body Works. And they are so old, and they are just going to go away. And I don't really use this kind of lip product anymore. So all 3 of these going away. They are being released. These 2 NYX Butter Glosses. This one is going to go away. This one is in Strawberry Parfait. I mean, I don't need to be wearing this kind of bubblegum pink. I just don't. So I'm just going to say goodbye to this one. I am, however, going to keep the Intense Butter Gloss in Rocky Road because it's a brown. And what's nice about this is you can really tone it down. You can make it all just a very, very light wash of color, which is pretty cool. So I do really like that. So that one I am going to keep. This NYX Butter Lip Balm in Brownie. Oddly enough. I think I'm going to keep this as well because this is really more of a balm with a little bit of color to it. And, you know, balms always come in handy, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that one. I am, however, going to get rid of this Maybelline Baby Lips because, again, look at that bubblegum pink. I don't need it. I don't need it. And it's very old. It is a very old one. The Fresh Sugar Nude tinted lip treatment. It has a tint and it also has an SPF, so I really like that. So I am going to go ahead and keep that one because, again, lip treatments and lip balm type things, really useful. So I'm going to keep that one. And this one I'm actually going to give away. This was in that Ulta gift bag thing that came with a purchase. I haven't even opened this. It still has all the plastic wrapping on, so it's going to be donated because it hasn't even been opened. So it's perfect for donating, and I know it's very, very fresh. And I don't think it's something that I would use. But it looks like a pretty nice color. One of those that would be a nice sort of color for all sorts of different lip tones of skin and that. So I'm going to be giving that away, so it's not going to be thrown away. And finally, this Korres Wild Rose Lip Butter. I mean, it's pretty, but it's in a pot, and it's tricky to use because of that. I think I'm going to put it into purgatory, and see how I feel about it. Because I'm getting rid of a lot from this category. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one, put it into purgatory. I'm going to see how it goes. And I will do an update on the things that are in purgatory and let you know how many of those end up going away or if any of them stay with me. All right. And that is it for the lip gloss type product. Okay. This really is almost the end. This is the minis. These are the little bite-sized lipsticks that I have collected over the years. I can tell you right now, I'm going to go ahead and keep the Lipstick Queen Hello Sailor, just because it's awfully cute, but I have a feeling the same thing's going to happen as happened with some of these other small lipstick queens because they are such a soft formula. This one I haven't used very much. It's blue, but I think it turns sort of a rosy color, if I'm remembering correctly, I think. Anyways, it's cute, so I'm going to use it until it probably falls apart. And that's probably what is going to happen let me show you what happened with Medieval. Look at what a mess. Look at what a mess this is. Oh my gosh, it's just a mess. It fell apart. It's just, hopefully you could see that. Anyways, they're just really soft. They're almost like a balm in a lipstick bullet shape. So yeah, this one's going to go away. Medieval's going to go away. So just know that if you buy those little lipstick queen like sets, especially around the holidays, they do that. This Urban Decay Amulet. This is a liquid lipstick. I think I'm going to say goodbye to it. The Urban Decay liquid lipsticks. I am keeping 1993, the full-size one. Probably more for nostalgic reasons than anything. This one I'm going to let go because the formula on these is kind of drying. So that is a definite drawback. So I'm going to say goodbye to this. I have used it some, as you can see. You probably can see that some's been used up. But yeah, this is going to go away. This Tarte's lip paint, again, I think I'm going to say goodbye to this one as well. It tends to be somewhat drying, and I have colors that are very similar to this that work a little bit better. So I think I'm going to just say goodbye to that one. Now, this Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear Lipstick in Chihuahua. Surprisingly, I like the way this looks on me. So I am going to go ahead and keep this. I know there's a little bit of controversy about Too Faced and all of that, and goodness gracious, there seems to be controversy like every other minute in the makeup community, but I'm going to go ahead and keep that one. This is one of the Bite Minis in Chai. I am going to keep this. This is a nice, I will go ahead and swatch it, as long as my arms aren't too terribly damaged. It's a nice, sort of basic, sort of brownie type of shade. You're probably noticing a theme, so I'm going to keep that because it's a mini, and those actually you can use up fairly easily, somewhat. This one is Thistle. I think I'm going to let this one go because what an odd, it's kind of a greigey color. Yeah, not so much. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to that one. And then this one is Rhubarb. As you can see, I've used it some, but it has started to fall apart. Again, these little ones have a tendency to do that, where they start to like collapse sort of back on the back of they just fall apart. They just fall apart. So I think I'm going to say adios to that one. It is a nice color, but it's just not, it's kind of a mess. So it's going to go away. This one actually, I just recently was given by my mom. She got a free little gift from Merle Norman. She shops at Merle Norman. Does anyone talk about Merle Norman Cosmetics on YouTube ever? So this is in Brazen. I actually really like this. It's, like I said, you can tell there's a theme. It's a little bit of a brownish type shade. Really like it. And again, it's a mini, and I feel like minis I can keep because they use up fairly quickly. All 5 of these I am going to keep because they are from Besame, which is a sort of vintage-inspired cosmetic company. They're so, first of all, they're cute, they're beautiful, and the shape of the bullet is just perfect. It works so nicely on my lips, and actually the size actually is really nice as well. This one is 1930, 1935. So that's sort of a deeper, that's a red. So the 1931 was pretty dark. 1935 was a little bit darker still. This one is 1946. You can see it's definitely a reddish shade, as you would expect. 1969 is sort of more of a neutral type of shade. And then 1970, which is actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now. So it's definitely more of a brown type shade, right up my alley. I don't know what it is, Mia Nostalgia and brown lipstick. So all 5 of these are going to be staying with me, and they don't have a lot of product in them. So again, pretty easy to use them up, and they're adorable and they're cute. And like I said, the size and the shape is just so good for my lips. So these all 5 are staying. So those are going to join the other 4 products that are staying with me. And then there are 5 that are going away. So nothing's going into purgatory. I've got 5 that are going away, 5 that are being released. And then I've got these 5, so 9 that are actually going to be staying with me. And that is it for all of the mini sized, bite-sized lipsticks. And finally, we are at the end. These are the lip pencils. I already know some of them I'm going to release, so let's just go ahead and get those over with. This NYX one in Auburn. It's pretty, but it's very dark, and I just don't think I need something this dark because I think I've got some over here that I'm going to keep that would work. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. This really bright orange one from Sephora. I don't really need it. It's going to go away. This one from L'Oreal, and it's one of their infallible lip liners. It's really old. It needs to go. This Palladio one is a really dark, sort of odd color. Yeah, it's called Raisin. I just don't need it. So I'm going to go ahead and release that one. This e.l.f. one, which is both a lip liner and has a little brush on one end and lip liner on the other. As you can see, it's just a mess. It is so old, needs to go away. This one from Essence, Wish Me a Rose, just a little bit too light. I don't really need something this light. I may put it into purgatory actually, just in case, along with this one, Honeyberry, again, an Essence lip liner. They're nice, but I think I remember from using them, maybe they were just, the formula was a little bit stiff. We'll see. I'm going to put these into purgatory and we'll see. This NYX Wonder Pencil, it's kind of an oddball because it's a very pale color, but I think it could be useful. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it for right now. This NYX Hot Red, it's a good one because it's a nice red, and so I think this will work for several of the ones that I'm keeping. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I have 2 in Pumpkin because I really like this one. It's sort of a metallic, obviously pumpkin-y orange color. I really like it, and it works nicely with several of my lip colors. And it's actually kind of nice to use on its own, just because it's kind of a neat little color. And as you can see, I've pretty well used one of them quite a lot. So those have come in very useful. Another NYX one, I do like theirs. This is mauve. This is a nice basic, simple, Your Lips But Better type of color, which will work really nicely with several of the colors that I'm keeping. Gonna keep that one. And again, sort of along the theme of Your Lips But Better, this Soft Berry from Essence. Nice one to keep because it'll work well with a lot of different colors. This Jordana Easy Liner in Baby Berry, again, very similar to several of the other ones, so I think it'll be very useful. This Bite one, it is a lip pencil in, what is the color? I guess it's just 028. But anyways, so here's the thing. It's a Bite product, so it's nice quality as far as like the product itself. It's just a nice basic sort of, I guess, berry, again, Your Lips Are Better, mauve-y sort of color. However, for as much as I spent on this, I think it was around $20 or more, this cap does not fit great and it falls off constantly. So just be aware. I just don't think they're worth the money. I would not buy another Bite lip pencil. I just don't think they're worth it. There are too many others that are good prices and the caps stay on. This is a Wet n Wild one. I'm going to be keeping it. It's kind of an unusual color, but it's kind of a cool one, Brandywine. And as you can see, that's a lot of product. That's a lot of product. And it was very expensive, of course, because it's Wet n Wild, but kind of a neat little color. Not too dark, but will work with some of the stuff I have. And finally, this is kind of, I mean, it's a lip pencil, but it's an ombre lip duo from NYX. So it's meant to be, it goes, so here's the lip liner type of side. And then this is the lip color type side. I probably should put this in purgatory and try this because it may have gone bad. That lip pencil part looks a little odd. But anyways, I think I'm going to put it into purgatory. I do like the way this looks on the lips. Which color is it? Can I find the color? Rags and Riches. So I don't even know if they're still selling these, but this is going to go into purgatory. So I have 3 things going into purgatory. I have 5 that are going completely away, and I am keeping Yes, 9. Hopefully my math is right. And that is it for the lip pencil portion of this video. Wow, that was a lot. My poor little arm is stained from some of those lipsticks. Okay, I hope that, first of all, I hope that wasn't too long. I have no idea how long this is going to be. I'm going to have to edit together all of those little bits into one piece, so I'm hoping it's not too terribly long. But I'm hoping that was at least somewhat interesting, and it was interesting to me, and thank you for being out there, anybody who's out there watching, because this really, I think, was easier in some ways because it was on camera. If I had been trying to do this just on my own, I think I would have hemmed and hawed way more and would have probably kept more. So thank you. Thank you to myself for putting it out there, and thank you to those of you who are watching. I'm hoping that it maybe encourages you to go out there and go through your collection and keep the things that you're going to actually use. That's the point of doing something like this, for me at least. I want to keep the things that I'm actually going to use, and I think with as small of a collection as I have now, I actually have a hope of using what I am keeping. And it won't just sit there and molder and, you know, end up going bad so that I can't use it. The final count, I am keeping 20 items. There are 12 that are going into purgatory. I think I picked up that term from Hannah Louise Poston here on YouTube. She has a beauty channel here on YouTube, and she actually did a no buy year a couple of years ago, which is really interesting. So you may want to check that out. I will link her channel down below, and also her playlist for her no buy year. That was really interesting to watch the progress of that. And she does Makeup Purgatory, where she puts things into a box and then she decides if she's going to keep it or let it go. So thanks to her for that term, and to Dante and whoever else has used it and given it to us. 29 items. 29 items are going to be released. I'm happy about that, but I'm also really kind of upset about that. Not upset, I'm just sort of like, why? Why did I buy these items? You know, it's done, it's finished, but I want this to be a lesson for myself to not buy so much stuff anymore, to be more selective about what I'm buying and be more choosy about what I bring into my life, so that I'm not just buying stuff just to buy stuff, because that's not really the point. I will tell you, so there are 4 products that I consider more like collectible items that I am probably going to keep forever and ever, and I will insert close-ups of these as well. So 2 of them are these Frida Kahlo lipsticks. They are from the Ulta Beauty collection. First of all, the packaging is just gorgeous, and I really like the colors too, actually. One of them is called Corazon, and the other one is called Sepia. Again, I will insert some close-ups of these so you can see these in a more close-up way. But anyways, the packaging is beautiful, and I'm hoping that they had to pay some sort of licensing fee to her estate, because of course she was an incredibly talented artist with a very tragic life, and so I'm hoping that some good came out of them having to pay something to her estate. I'm guessing they would have to use her name and her image and everything. But I thought the packaging was beautiful, and I actually liked these 2 colors, especially the sepia one. So these 2 I can see staying in my collection unless I use them up, but I might even keep them even after they're used up, just because the packaging is so very, very pretty. Speaking of packaging, this Lisa Eldridge lipstick, which I've kept even in its box, I did go ahead and buy this as well last year, and the bullet itself is just absolutely gorgeous, and the color is Velvet Decade. It's part of her Velvet lipstick line. I think her plan is to release these like every year, so they almost always sell out. And when I saw them being released, and I saw this one because again it's a nice deep brown, but it's nice because you can tone it down and make it almost more of a stain. It's so pretty. It has this nice velvety texture, and it's one of those. Like I said, it doesn't take much to amuse me, but it's beautiful and it's special, and it's not something you can buy just anywhere. And that's kind of where I see myself going with makeup from here on out, is to buy things that are special, buy things that have some meaning to them, that aren't just something that I can go pick up just anywhere, because I've done that in my past. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with drugstore. Drugstore's wonderful. Ulta and Sephora are wonderful. But I'm at a point in my life where I don't need to buy a lot of stuff. I don't need to buy a lot of things. I can be more choosy, and I can buy things because they're special, because they have some meaning. I can see myself going more towards like indie brands as opposed to the bigger makeup brands, just because they're special, just because there is something really lovely about them. And finally, this lipstick from Urban Decay. It is Mrs. Mia Wallace. It is from their Pulp Fiction collection. I also bought the eyeshadow palette, and that one will also be staying with me probably forever and ever. It's this beautiful sort of deep red, and it's based on Pulp Fiction, so I shouldn't have to explain that. I'm hoping I won't have to explain that, but just go Google Pulp Fiction and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But that whole collection, because I remember going to see Pulp Fiction in the movie theaters when it was first released, so it has a special place in my heart. And it's Quentin Tarantino, you know, as a movie person and all that. It has some meaning, and you know, the packaging is just, it's lovely. And it's special. It's you know, not something, I don't know if you can still buy this anymore. I will link anything that you can still buy down below, just if you're interested. And yeah, so that's it. That is it for my lip products. I am really glad I did this. I hope that it is encouraging to any of you out there who might be dealing with some issues with stuff in your life. If you need to release some things and you needed some encouragement, I'm hoping that this did it for you. Or if nothing else, maybe it was amusing. Maybe you enjoyed it. I hope so. I'm still learning with like camera stuff. I'm just using my phone right now. I don't have a microphone, don't have lighting. So thank goodness it's a beautiful sunny day, finally. So I got some good lighting. So apologies also for my nails. Whatever. They just, I bite them and I'm trying to stop. I really am. But I just didn't want to do fake nails. I did that for my empties that I posted a few weeks ago, and it's just, they didn't work out long term. So anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. All of that you can do down below, of course. And I hope to see you in my next declutter. I think my next declutter is going to be highlighters and those powder type products. And I think it's mostly going to be highlighters. I think that's going to be my next one, because that one should not be nearly as long or difficult. I'm really kind of not looking forward to the eyeshadows. I'm not sure how those will go, but we'll see. But yes, join me for my next one. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you later. Take care of yourself.